Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, I Shivansh Bansal, founder at Law Community, is here with Mr. Kumar Deepraj. He is working under the guidance and mentorship of the Advocate Vikas Tiwari. He primarily works in Supreme Court and Delhi High Court and extensively working in NCLT, NCDRC, and Saket District Court, and we are here to know more about his journey and learn from him. So, my first question is,
Yeah.
what factors influenced you to choose law as a career? How was your law school experience like?
So can I answer the first one first? Actually, I was a very notorious kind of student at my school time, and you won't believe that I had not passed a single exam in my 11th and class 12, apart from the board exam. So, frankly, I did not know what to do, and and physics, chemistry was not cup of my tea. So, I like barely get pass marks, got pass marks because of my friends who helped me so cheat something. So I just passed 12th with the grace of God. Had it been this year, while the CBSE has skipped the exams, I would have failed because they are evaluating all the marks of 11 and 12. But with God grace, it was like almost 7 years back, 7 8 years back. So I did not know what to do. My from childhood, so I am a native from Bihar. So Biharis are very influenced by the power, administrative power and all. So from the childhood only, my father used to tell me that you will be a SP one day, SP, superintendent of police. So my primary goal was to crack UPSC. Then I thought that's also not my cup of tea because I cannot sit that much long and study. So I chose law just to like because I did not want to do BTech, because at that time, in those couple of years everyone was opting for BTech. So everyone was engineer, and law was not something very uh, usual that people used to take. Not very usual, and so I chose law just out of curiosity, nothing else. So this was my reason, honest reason. To be very honest, this was my only reason to choose law.
What was your law school experience like?
So I did all the notorious things in my school life only. So when I came to law college, I promised to myself that I will not do such kind of thing now. So I will now study, and because I also took 1 year gap after intermediate, I took 1 year gap to prepare for CLAT, but I could not crack it because of various reasons. So from the initial years only, I was very much not very focused in the studies, but very much focus on the study, but I could not. So for the first couple of years, I tried my best. Then I um, I tried not to get influenced by the bad influencer to go out with friends, having drinks. So I am 20 to 25 plus, and I haven't drink anything, like not any alcohol. So this was the best quality I had, which I think I had, which made me a above average lawyer till now. So I did not study long hours. I did not sit. I do not sit for 5 or 6 hours studying. And in my law college, if I say that one thing that made me is when I organized a international level moot court competition plus a law student conference. It's Professor Anna Marbam and SAC mooting competition. You might have heard of it. So I organized second edition and the third edition. So it helped me a lot. Like, I actually rejuvenated myself when the public is fear of public speaking. Uh, you know how to write a mail to international emails and all. So it actually inbuilt my personality, and that was one of the best thing that has happened to me in my law school. I made contacts all over in India from SAR countries. my directors, my deputy directors, all of on my, even they are a call away or message away. Even they used to message me now also. So that was one of the best thing that I have done in my law school life.
So, after graduation, how did you pursue your career in law, and what challenges did you face in the initial stage of your career?
See, my college has a very good. I have graduated from Lloyd Law College, Greater Noida. So we had a very nice and unique, what you will call that, curriculum or schedule of fourth fifth year. So we had to intern for 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday we have our classes. So so the last 2 years we had to intern. Not many of my batchmates interned, but I interned a lot. And in the last year, in my fifth year, I interned a whole year with a firm only. So my primary aspect was to go to litigation. But when you are from grade two college, you do not expect a placements in tier one firm or even tier three firms. You cannot expect that. So you have to make your placement yourself. You cannot expect the college to make that to you. So because I interned, I had upper hand from all my batchmates, even from NLUs who are average students. So after I interned an year with a firm, it was an indirect tax firm. I thought I cannot do indirect tax. I can do typical litigation. So I went for interviews. Like it is a year back only. So I gave interview around seven eight lawyers firms. Some selected, some rejected. So finally I dropped in a litigation office of Mr. Vikas Tiwari, and with God grace, he's the one I was looking for, because in litigation you just don't need a boss, you need a mentor, a guru who can teach you, pay you, and obviously can give you like exposure that you from that you can experience and can build your litigation practice away forward in your future. So this is how I landed into litigation.
As a law graduate, what do you think are some significant changes that are required in universities and colleges for getting better knowledge and being resourceful to students?
See, first thing I think the teachers, there should be a criteria. Like there is a criteria in every company that if you join in an in-house counsel, at least 2 years experience, court practice is needed. There must be a criteria that the BCI should just intervene, and the criteria should at least 2 years court practice for any law teachers to teach a law student. Because nowadays, what I can see, what I have experienced, most of the teachers don't know ABCD of the court procedure. So they just do the like the graduation, not a graduation, post graduation, clears NIT, and then starts to teach us. They are barely 4 5 years seniors to us. So this is the first aspect I think that needs to be changed and that needs to be reformed. Second thing, I guess law schools must give more practical exposure to the students, because what you study law in books, it's very different when you come to practice. So if you did not intern in your law school days, you will be very surprised or shocked when you come to the practice, because what you have learned in the law school, it's way different what you will get in practice. So I guess these two things the law school should look into, and the BCI Bar Council of India should look into.
So my next question is, how different or challenging it is to become an individual law practitioner rather than working in a big law firm?
See, both things have its pros and cons. So when you are a first generation lawyer, I'm a first generation lawyer, it's very tough to start your first so to start your independent practice as a litigation lawyer. But having said that, I have opted it, and I think if you have dedication, little bit of knowledge, and can sacrifice some amount of some years of your initial practice, then sacrifice in the sense financially sacrifice, then you should opt for independent, because at the end of the day what you get is independency. You can work like, you can work for 4 hours a day, and all the days is you. You can spend your days with with your family, and you can take leave as per your convenience. Even a partner of a law firm need to apply for leave. So you cannot just go to a law firm, a big law firm at 12 noon saying I'm the partner of the firm. That's not happening. So even if you are a partner, you need to follow some kind of discipline, professionalism. But as an independent law, obviously you have to. But at the same time, you are the guardian of your own. There is no one to guide you. At the initial days of your career, obviously you need some financial capability, financial stability. But also, if you had the capability and you knocks the right door, even the litigation lawyer pays. If you go and say, I don't know anything, I just want to learn, and you cannot help anyone out, no one is going to pay you. Frankly saying, no one is going to pay. I have seen my friends, my batchmates who don't know anything, and they said they yaar pay nahi karte. Why will they pay you? You also think, why will you pay someone who can't assist you? So this is the problem with us as well, with the students as well, that they say that interns are not paid. I will tell you that I have interned, and I have interned with stipends. Even I have purchased my second hand bike with my stipends only. So it depends on individual to individual. If you can be asset to a law firm, even as an intern, even as to a law firm or a lawyer, even as an intern or a fresher, they will pay you, and they will pay you well. That depends on the individual.
So, how has the pandemic scenario affected the legal workings in your daily life of business?
See, it has. If you are a salaried, if you are in retainership basis like me, it won't affect you much because your boss is paying you. But those who are in the business, in the first tier of the business, who are the, you know who are the one who are facing the pandemic, then that has affected them. There are many lawyers who are a kind of, they earn daily. It won't be wrong if I say they are daily wages professional laborers. So they, the notary laborers, and there are many, the the notary lawyers, I sorry, the notary lawyers, and there are many lawyers in the district court level or in the other parts of India. You will see that there are many lawyers who earns daily, and so that has affected them obviously. But in Delhi, virtual court has started, I guess, after May, though it was officially started in April, but it was not effective enough. Judges were not taking matters, though they were urgent, but as, because it depends on the wisdom of judges. So if some matter is urgent or some matter is not, so the ambit of urgent matter was very small at the first month of the pandemic. So at that time, many advocates went jobless, you can say, and wages free or fee. So after, I now I guess the situation is improving. High courts and Supreme Courts are taking matter regularly via video conferencing, but yes, it has affected a lot. Not the Delhi lawyers, but yes, other parts of the countries, they have been affected.
What significant changes would you like to see, especially in litigation, which can improve the workings of the court?
So first thing, I guess, to pop up with the pendency of the matters is a very, vital thing that needs to be done. So there is a provision in law in the CPC as well. So you cannot take more than 3 adjournments. But that is not practically, we can see, if you had interned even, you cannot see that is practically happening in any of the courts, either in Supreme Court or in High Court or in any of the courts. So lawyers are taking many adjournments, passovers, resulting into adjournments. That because some lawyers are getting too much work and some lawyers are getting no work. So this is one of the reasons that court should not uh, entertain unnecessary adjournments first, I guess. Second, I think the court now if now the since the courts are now moving towards digitalization, so many paper like go into waste in the courtrooms. In the Supreme Court, you prepare a SLP, order it around 100 pages, you service them, you like file 2 3 copies in the Supreme Court, and the matter gets dismissed in 5 minutes. So in five for a hearing of 5 minutes, you have almost wasted 600 to 700 sheets of paper. So that is one thing that needs to be that is very vital. Like it has to be done and it needs to be done.
What
Mm.
advice or some suggestion you would like to give to the people who have just started their career in law or law students who are still studying?
You do not need to read a lot. Like you obviously need, but you should not constantly reading. You should not be a kitabi kira. I don't know what this English term is, but you should not be a kitabi kira. Law is something that is a common sense as well. You common sense is also law. Statutes is also law. But most importantly, a law student should read is the judgments of the Supreme Court, and if they want, they can go for High Court as well. For understanding a law, what I prefer to read judgments of that particular subject. So if you read a judgment of that particular subject, you will understand that subject way better than if you read a book. So that's my mantra. So this is the one first advice. Second advice I would like to give that when you intern, don't switch too much. I can see people switching too much. So they intern for a month, then switch to other firm, and they are so like fond of big law firms that I'm interning at Sam, I'm interning at Cam or GSA. So they are so fond of these tier one law firm, tier two law firm. But if you really want to learn, get practical exposure, you learn or get practical exposure, you should intern with small law firms having one partner or two partners, firms having like 5 to 10 people of team. So there you will get a lot of work, not clerical work, research work, drafting work you can get there. If you switch too much, you will not get that respect and you will not be an asset to anyone. You cannot you will not get connected to any of your colleagues, senior colleagues, and even you will not get any stipend if you apart from few firms which has a fixed stipend. As Karanjawala, I have heard 5,000 stipend is there. So even Mr. Salman Khurshid pay around 10,000 for whatever period you intern. But honestly, I don't think they have learned or had, even they cannot expect a PPO from there. So don't go only for stipend, but yes, stability is something, patience and stability you should always keep in mind if you are a law student and going for litigation or even a corporate law practice. These are the two vital mantra I would like to give to my.
How can an organization like Law
Mhm.
Community prove
Mhm.
beneficial to the legal fraternity? And what new avenues are expected from legal professionals?
Okay, so I guess yeah, law community like spoon feeds us with research papers for judgments. This is a spoon feeding, I guess. You spoon feed the law students, you spoon feed the lawyers, budding lawyers like us, and yes, it helps a lot because when you research something, there's IP leaders, there's many SEC online blogs. So when you research something, sometimes nowadays we do not want to get, like we can't wait to get results. So we just jumped into the Google River and try to find out anything. So when we get some spoon feeding like this, it helps us a lot. It helps us a lot. It saves our time. And yes, for a I guess law community is new in this field. So one thing I would advise, that do not copy anyone who are in the same field. Always try to be, unique. That's when people will follow you and then fell for you. So if you copy Loctopus, if you copy IP dress, if you want to be Tanuj Kali or Ramanuj Mukherjee, you have to unique because they were unique at their time. So you have to unique in this time. You cannot copy them and try to be them. So they are unique. They were unique in their field. You have to unique in their field. That's when that's when you can compare Loctopus or IP just with law community. So I wish you all the best for that, and I hope if I can assist you any way, I will be more pleased to.
Thank you so much, sir, for having such an amazing interaction with us. It will
Sure, sure.
definitely
Thank you.
benefit a lot of young minds. And we are delighted to have a time with you. And law community is grateful for the same. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shiva, so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.